Hi, welcome back. So right now in our application, if we reload or load our app, we see quickly these loading text show instead of the profile and the screens while they are actually loading. So let's change this into something more visually appealing. The technique that I really like is called a loading skeleton. YouTube uses it. So if I reload YouTube, you see these boxes, these placeholder divs while the videos actually load, and the thumbnails and everything. Let's actually implement this in our application. So let's go to our app. Oh, by the way, one thing that I fixed from last video, the notifications in the prop types in the notifications component is a prop types.array and not prop types.object because there's multiple ones. So make sure you fix that. So let's go to home. And here in the home, while we're loading the screens, we don't just say loading, we say screen skeleton, which we will create in a second. Let's copy that and let's go here, say import screen skeleton from, go back one level, and we're going to put this in the util. So util / screen skeleton. And let's copy this whole import and let's go to the user page and here paste it. And let's go down here. While we load the data, we just put the screen skeleton instead. Alright, let's create this component. So in the util, I'm going to say screen skeleton.js. And here we're going to need React, import React, and fragment, because we're going to have multiple ones. So we need to wrap them in a fragment. So here we're going to bring these from React. We're gonna need the no image because we want to show this no image while the images are loading, because we don't have the actual user image. And by the way, I'll put this link in the description so you can download it. So I'm just gonna download it now. Download the 640 by 641, and we can actually just grab, drag and drop it into the image folder. I'm gonna call this no-image, and it's .png. So let's import that. So import no image from, and by the way, this you can name anything, it's just an identifier. So it's going to be from going back one level /images /no-image or whatever you named it .png. Let's bring prop types, and here let's say MUI, and here we need three things: the card, so it's going to be just like the actual card but with no content. Material UI /core /card. Let's copy this and paste it 2 more times. This will be card media and this will be card content. Actually, we need with styles as well, so let's import that. Material UI /core /styles /with styles. Let's create a styles object which will take the theme. Actually, I'm not sure if we're going to use the theme, but let's just take it anyway. And I'm going to leave it empty for now. And here let's say we're going to make it a functional component because we don't need to manage any state or do any have any methods. So we'll make this a functional component. So let's say const screen skeleton equals, it's going to take some props. And we do parentheses, curly braces here, and let's pause that for a second and say screen skeleton.prop types, which is gonna have the classes from with styles. So this is gonna be prop types.object.is required. And here we need to say export default with styles, and we're gonna pass our screen skeleton. Alright, so here we need to do our fake card. So let's bring in the styles first, the classes rather. So const classes equals, classes with 2 s's equals this dot props. And here I'm gonna say return fragment, and inside the fragment I'm gonna put the content. I mean, I could put the whole thing here, but it looks cleaner when I put it in a variable. So say const content, and here we're gonna have our card. It's gonna be like an empty card, and inside there is like a blue div here and a gray div here and this image right here. But of course we need multiple ones. And I want to fill up the screen, so just in case, I'm going to put 5, which fills up the screen. Of course, if there's 3 later, they're going to see that there's only 3. But for now, I'm going to put, for the loading, we're going to put 5 of them. So the way we do this, we can say, so content equals, we can use array.from, and here we can pass some attributes to this array. And I only need the length of 5. So this is basically like a for loop, but more efficient. So here we do .map on this array that we just created, and we do item, and we're gonna need to actually more 2 parentheses here. So item, and I'm only saying item just to access the index. We don't need the item. There is no item actually. And here let's do parentheses. We just outright return stuff. So here let's do card. I'm gonna give this a class name of classes.card, because we need this to style these divs, and I'm gonna give it the key of index, and this is why we need index. And here we're gonna have card media, which is the no image with a class name of classes.cover. And here we'll give it the image, which is the no image. Oops, I want to close it like this because there's no content. And here let's say card content. Let's give this a class name of classes dot call this card content. And let's close this. And here inside the content, we're gonna have these divs. So far what we have is we have this card with this image, but there's nothing here. So what we want to put, I want to put a blue div here, and then a gray div, and then 2 full lines and 1/2 a line. So it gives the illusion that there is some content that's being rendered right now, but actually it's just a fake skeleton. Alright, so here I'm gonna, the first div, these are just divs and we're gonna style them. So say div class name, I'm gonna give this a classes.handle, because this is the placeholder for the handle. I'm just gonna copy these, paste it, 4 more times. So 4 more times. So this is gonna be the date, because that's what's under the handle. And these two, I'm gonna do Control D, and I'm gonna call this full line. These are the 2 full lines, and this is gonna be the half line, like this. So let's actually style these. So up here in the styles, I'm gonna use Flexbox to make sure that they are arranged properly, one on top of the other. So for the card, so we gave this card, we're gonna style this card itself. Let's give it display of flex, a margin bottom, just like the actual card of 20, a position. Do we need to give it position? No, I don't think so. Alright, so let's do comma, and here we have our card content, and for this I'm gonna give it a width of 100%, because by default it takes the minimum width. Oops, this needs to be a string. It's kind of confusing jumping from CSS back to JavaScript back to CSS. Alright, so flex direction, and give this a direction of columns so they stack up on top of the of each other. And I'm gonna give it a padding just like the actual card of 25. And here let's style the image. So cover, we're gonna give it a minimum width, otherwise it's gonna be not visible at all. So of 200, and an object fit of 200 cover. Even though I know that this image is actually a square image, but in case the dimensions change, I don't want it to be like stretched or like kind of shrank. Here we're gonna style the handle. So handle. So guys, these are divs, so by default they take 0 width, so we need to give them a width. I'm gonna give this a hard-coded width of 60 pixels, and the height of 20 pixels, and a background, let's just say background color instead of background. And here I'm gonna give it the color from our theme, the primary color. And if we go to our theme right here, where is it? Util theme. We need to access this property, so we need to access the palette.primary.main. So back to our skeleton here, let's say theme dot what is it, palette dot primary dot main, and here we need our theme to access that. So let's spread the theme and then do comma, so this will have the blue like a link would. And here let's give it a margin bottom, otherwise they're gonna stick to each other. Let's give it 7. All right, let's save. Let's see what this handle looks like. All right, there's a problem here. Cannot read property props of undefined. Oh, this is not a class-based component, so we don't use the this keyword. All right, let's go back. Let me reload. All right, so we see, okay, we can actually use Redux to pause our animation at that state. So we can just go here, go back one step, actually here. All right, so we can pause at the loading of the data and we can see our skeleton. All right, so this looks cool. Not bad. We need to add the other ones, because if we don't style them, they're here, but they're gonna take 0 space. So let's actually style the full, what is it now? The date. So the date, I want to give this a, should we give it, I think we should give it like smaller height, because it's kind of a smaller font. So let's give it maybe 14. And should we give it, I think we'll give it more width. So let's do 100. For the background color, I want to give it a gray. So we can say, okay, I'm going to use RGBA, so I'm just going to give it a black with opacity. So I think 0.3 would do. And let's carry on and actually style the rest. So we have the full line. Now this will take a height of 15, because this is a bigger font size. And for the width, we're gonna give it a percentage value. So I'm gonna give it 90%. I could give it 100, but if I were to give it 100, it's gonna come way here, and that's not how our actual card looks like. Let's give it a margin bottom. Margin bottom of 10 pixels. Actually, I forgot to give this a margin bottom. So margin bottom. Let's give this 7 pixels or 10 pixels. 10 pixels. All right. Now we have the half line, which is gonna have the same height. It's gonna have the width of actually 50%, and it's gonna have a margin bottom, the same one. All right, let's save. So it's got to our app. Let's go back to the loading state, and interesting, we don't see the other divs. So get this div. Oh, we didn't give it a color, of course. Let's take this background color here. Let's do Control or like Alt here, enter and paste it. And let's make this a bit darker. So here I'm gonna do Control D and give it 0.4. Let's save. All right, let's look at our app. Let's go to Redux, go back to the loading. Actually, I want it to be much darker than this. So let's give it 0. I think 6 will do. Let's save. Let's go back to our loading. Okay, so this is a half line as well. Did I make a mistake? So full line. Oh, yeah, this needs to be half line. The way CSS works is that it takes the latest one, so ignore this. Yeah, so this is half line, not full line. So let's save. Let's go back. All right, I saw it for a second, but it looked cool. All right, so this looks perfect, I think. Okay, so you see the difference? Now it goes from here to here. Maybe the user div needs to be a bit shorter. So here, the handle. So here, let's give it a height of 18. Okay. Yep, this is more, it makes more sense. This is more appropriate. All right, cool. So if we were to just press play, and if we were to reload, this looks so much better. And even if there is some sort of like delay, it doesn't feel like there's any like delay from the server to the client. All right, let's make the profile skeleton as well. So let's go here in the util and create another file called profile skeleton.js, and let's go, where do we need it? You need it in the user. So here when we're loading, you need to say profile skeleton, and let's import that. So here from the same directory, select this, Control D, say profile skeleton. Let's go to the home as well, and here say profile, if I can type skeleton. Alright, here where we are loading the profile. Actually, this is going to be inside the profile, so oops. So cut that, and let's go to profile. Here in profile. Here, let's import it. Actually, we go back one more level, and right here. So in the loading, we say profile skeleton. And actually, a lot of the styles that are going to be used in the profile skeleton are going to be the same as the styles in the profile. So we can just cut all these styles and put them in the global theme. So cut that and spread the theme like this, so we can still access them. Let's go to the theme, and at the bottom here, let's put a comma and paste all that stuff. And actually, we could do the same thing for static profile. So here, we can select the entire thing and just remove it and spread the theme instead. And let's save and make sure that we didn't break anything. Our theme is not defined in theme.js. Oh, okay. Has to be this. Okay, so this, yeah, we can't refer to it like that. We can just copy the value. So this, let's go here, paste it. Yeah, okay, because our Scream skeleton doesn't have anything yet. It doesn't export anything yet. Let's start creating it. Alright, with the snippets, I'm going to do RFCE tab. And just change the syntax to const profile skeleton to the arrow syntax. And we're going to need prop types. We're gonna need with styles. Oh, /core rather. Styles / with styles. And we're gonna need the no image. Import no img from, we go back 2 levels or 1 level. Images / no - image dot png. And here we need the paper, just like the actual profile. From Material UI paper. And we're gonna need the same icons, so let's go to the profile and let's get all the icons here. And the only ones we don't need are the return and the edit, because we don't have a logout and edit button. Here let's say MUI MUI, and let's declare a styles, const styles equals theme, and returns nothing for now. Let's do prop types. So profile skeleton dot prop types equals, I'm gonna have a classes prop types dot object dot is required. Yeah, that's it, just classes. Let's get these classes from props like this without the this keyword. And here let's do paper with a class name from the global classes, classes.paper. And here kind of similar to the profile, so div, actually like really similar to the profile except the buttons. With class name or classes.profile. And inside of here we're gonna have the image wrapper, which is just actually a normal string class. So dot image wrapper, and here we'll have an image with the source of no img. Let's give it an alt of profile. Profile, and the class name of profile dash image. Here we could put a horizontal ruler, and here let's say dot profile details. We have these from the global styles. Here let's put a div with a class name of classes dot handle. Put a HR to make some space. Here's put another div with a class name of this is gonna be 2 full lines because this is gonna be a fake bio. So let's do classes dot full line. I'm just gonna copy this one more time. Copy and paste it and put the HR. And here we're going to put the location icon, so location on with a color of primary. And we can put like a placeholder word, or we can put a placeholder div. I could put like, we can even put some word in there. So I'll put location like this, and here let's put a HR, and here we'll put the link, so the website, so link. And you can omit these, by the way, guys, because maybe a user wouldn't have these at all. I'm just gonna put them, you know, just for reference. So if you want to not use them, you could just like skip, like, or like not use these. So here we'll put the link icon. I'm just gonna put a dummy website, so https://website.com. Put another HR, and here we put the joint date, so calendar today with a color of primary. That's going to be joined date. So let's style these placeholders. So here we spread the theme so we can use it, and here for the handle it's going to have a couple of things. It's going to have the a height of 20. By the way, don't forget that the rest of this stuff is already styled from the global theme. So we just style the image, or the handle rather. It's gonna have a background color of the blue, so we can use the theme palette. So theme.palette primary.main. We're gonna have a width of 60. Here we'll have some margin. Let's do actually just margin. So margin. So the first one is the top. Let's do a string. So I want to give it 7 on the top, so 7 pixels. And on the right and left, I want to give it auto. So right is gonna be auto. Auto. Bottom. Actually, the top is gonna take 7, not the. So the top I'm gonna give it 0. I mean the bottom is gonna take 7. So here I'll say 7 pixels, and then here for the left I'm gonna put auto. So actually that's it for the handle. Next thing is we style the full line. So let's do full line, and here we're gonna have a height similar to the card stuff, 15, and a background color, and we're gonna have the same gray, so RGBA 000, and here is 0.6. Let's give it a width of 100%, and let's give a margin. So here we need, so I think 0 on the top, auto on the right, and on the bottom. Actually, could we give just the bottom? Let's try just the bottom. I think just the bottom would work. So I'm just gonna give 10 on the bottom, and yeah, that's it. Let's copy all of this, paste it, call this half line. It's gonna have the same height, the same color, but the width will be 50%, and the margin bottom will be the same. Alright, let's save all of this and let's look at our app. Classes.paper is a problem. Cannot read paper of undefined. Oh, it's because here we need to say with styles, because we don't have classes otherwise. So pass styles, and we pass the skeleton. Alright, let's go back to our app. Let's go back on the profile loading. Cool. So we get the 2 full lines for the bio and these icons and the location. So if we press play, if we just reload our app, cool, it looks fine. These, by the way, the snap-in is because we only have 4 screens, so we get this scroll bar which pushes the content, and then once the content loads, it goes away. So once we have more screens, this snap-in is not gonna happen. Alright, so we're done with the skeletons. Yeah, actually guys, we're done with the app. So if you've enjoyed this series, please feel free to like comment, say what you've enjoyed. If you didn't enjoy something, say it. If you have any criticism, praise, please guys, like if you can support by liking and subscribing. Anything you can do to help, I'll really appreciate it. I'm gonna do one more video on deployment to Firebase, because of course, what is an app if you don't deploy it? So yeah, look forward to that one. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.